months ago, I wanted to see if I could sew a whole outfit on the beach. Like, I brought everything with me, and I even tried to pack my sewing machine, and I thought, wait a minute, there's such a thing as a portable sewing machine, and I brought that with me. So if you want to know if I was able to actually sew a whole outfit on the beach, then please keep watching. So I wanted to make this outfit, and because I wanted to be quick and dirty about this, I just placed the fabric on myself, made the general shapes, and cut it ready for the beach. For the skirt, it was going to be 2 seams at the side and then a folded inwards waistband. 3 stitches in total. If that, it was going to be pretty simple. The top, however, has a lot more stitches, but again, pretty straightforward. It had the straps and then attaching it to the main body of the bralette. So I bought it. This, my handmade sewing machine. So this is me just unboxing the sewing machine and all the things that came with it. It actually came with a lot more stuff than I realized for the price of it, which is here. And yeah, it was actually quite good. But if you want to have like the full tutorial about it and how everything works, then please refer to this video right here where I go into a lot more detail. Now the first issue that I had was finding the ideal spot to sit. Now obviously I didn't want to film anybody on the beach, and I didn't have a table or a place to put the machine or my camera, so this in itself I found challenging. But once I got sat down and got all my stuff out, I was actually quietly confident that this was going to work. Find placement. So I'm going to start doing this. There's some things around, and yeah, don't really want to do that. Or I don't know how to do this. I've got this new So at first I tried making the skirt, but it was so windy. Then once I thought I had that under control, I tried to figure out where the direction of the machine would go and then started sewing. I began and it just would not sew. At the time I was wondering if the machine was just busted and if the challenge had failed even before it began. The wind was still such a big issue, so the camera kept on falling over, the wind was all up in my face, it was a lot. So then I thought, hey, maybe I just create the top. Maybe I just do half a tutorial, that's gonna be fine, right? Okay, this was actually going well. I actually got the top half of the bralette done, but of course, this wasn't always going to go as planned. As the wind on the beach started picking up, it would blow my thread away. Now, fun fact, when it comes to a portable, it actually doesn't secure the stitch by itself. You'll need to use the last thread to pull through to the other side, and then use that single piece of thread to tie and to finish up the line of stitching. Now the problem was that if I didn't catch the loop or pull the thread in the right way, all the stitching was going to unravel. And as you can see right here, that was just not an easy task. I had to pick the last loop, as you can see right there, and then pull that through to then finish it all off. And the wind was just ridiculous. So at this point I thought, okay, maybe I'm into a roll and stuff, but then the stitches started to bunch up, it started to get really tight, almost like the fabric was gathering in on itself. And then I had to pull the wrong loop. It was just a whole thing, like I was pulling the wrong thread at one point, then everything would unravel and I would have to start all over again. It just wasn't working, and honestly I think at this point I'd been on the beach for like 2 hours, I was getting hot, I was getting annoyed, and then this was just who knew that you can't sew on the beach? And that was it. It was enough, and I thought, you know what, this tutorial has failed. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish this off. But with every failure, you can always learn something. So I think I failed on 2 main points. One was the fabric. Now, I think that the fabric had too many holes in it, especially the skirt fabric that I had. There was nothing for the chain to actually attach onto, so I think that that's why it just didn't want to sew at all. There was nothing to sew onto. And the second was just the wind. Now, you know, funnily enough, I picked the windiest country in the world at that point, and it was just going everywhere. There was actually many more points when the fabric would blow away, but I didn't actually get to film those points. So yeah, that's where I went wrong. But I still wanted to finish off the tutorial. I thought, you know what, let me just finish it off anyway. So when I got back home, I decided to finish it off. The skirt, I just did a stretch stitch on down the both sides of the side seams, and then for the waistband, which I simply folded inwards and sewn. For the top, actually some of the stitching from the beach was still intact, so I sewed over that a little bit. I sewn the straps by leaving the straight edge open, then pressed them flat. Leaving a little of the bralette open, push the open straight edge of the fabric and sew. Finally, I pulled the bralette to the right way around and then stitched up the opening. Something I would have worn on the beach, but obviously we're not on the beach. We're back in the UK where it's raining and we're gonna get into winter now. Autumn, technically we're into winter. But if I would have made it, I would have made some changes definitely. Like this bit is too like narrow, and maybe I would have put a skirt underneath this just to make this look a bit better. Like I wouldn't have worn it just as is. And I still have time to do that, you know. It's not like I don't have time to still edit it, and if I go on holiday again, then yeah. And then if this again, maybe this is a bit too narrow, I think the string's just a bit too long, and I would make some changes, but this is definitely something I would wear. So thank you so much for watching to the end. Like, comment and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Away from that, I hope I made your day so much better. I'll see you soon. Bye.